I'm gonna fit my handprint into this pendant mold. We are back. This one's going to be a super fun one. I've never tried this before. I saw a short video on a different platform. I ran to the shop and got some balloons for this. You are going to need them. Let's go. Right, so this one can be done with any resin. I'm using UV just because it's super quick. So I'm going to partially fill this pendant mold with some UV resin and then cure it, ready for the next step. Just like that. So I'm doing mine plain, just because. You can color your resin, you can do whatever, but remember that we're working from the front of the pendant mold to the back. So you could use a different mold, which is the other way around. So I'm going to start off with clear, and then I might back it with a color. I'll see how I feel. So once your first layer of resin has dried, we now get to the fun and messy part. This will be great for your kids, grandkids, even like I'm doing for myself. So I'm just going to be using a poster paint for this, just a cheap green, and I've got my balloon. And what you need to do is find something that you've already used that part of the mold for, and you're just going to place that over your balloon. And then we're going to get a pen, and we're just going to draw around that shape on the balloon, like so. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can see mine's a little bit messy. Now all we need to do is blow the balloon up. Now I didn't think this part through because I need my hand to be the colour green and I don't want to tie this balloon up. So I'm now wondering, in what order do I need to do this? Do I paint my hand first or what? I'm going to paint my hand first. So I'm just I'm just squirting some of that green onto my hand, and I'm just using this brush. I hope this works. I might have needed to use an acrylic. I don't know. I was that quick getting up to go and get the balloons. So I'm just going to cover my hand. Like so. I don't know how this is going to turn out. And then with my other hand, I'm going to blow up the balloon off camera. Whew. And that circle needs to be, I'm really struggling to get this on camera, needs to be the size of my hand. And now I've got myself in a pickle because I can't zoom the camera out and do this at the same time. So I'm just going to rest my hand inside that circle and push down so the paint sticks to the balloon. If I then pull my camera out with my green hands, I can clean it off afterwards and then deflate the balloon. We're left with a mini me handprint. Look at that. Oh, it's the small things. So I'm being careful not to move that around. But now I want to get that into the resin mold and make a print with it. It's tricky because I can't actually see. So I'm just going to push that down onto the resin and hopefully we're going to be left with a handprint. Be easier if you had 4 hands for this. And then peel that off. And it didn't work. So let's clean that off. And I'm going to try again. I will make this work. I might as well keep my hand green. I look like Shrek. So this is my 4th attempt now, and what I'm realizing is just that my hands are really big. So I'm gonna cut this out this time. Hopefully this will be easier to to control, and I don't want to push it down this time. Can I separate the 2 parts? That would be easier. That's better. So now I can actually see the print, and I can line that up with the mould. He's hoping. It's curling up now. Right, I think this is it. I think this is it, or as close as I'm going to get. Just apply a tiny bit of pressure. Right, let's peel it off. There we go, that'll do. It's better than nothing. And now I'm just going to let that dry. I suppose I could cheat a little bit and just make the fingers a little bit more defined. Just fill in any gaps to make it actually look like a handprint. Maybe spread the paint out a little bit more. I don't know, it's cheating, but I don't care. I mean, to be honest with you, that is kind of what my hand would look like. If it wasn't there, look at me. The things we do for views, guys. I'm going to go and scrub my hands clean whilst that is drying. As always, massive shout out to my channel members, anyone who's bought me a coffee or a super thanks. Thank you very much. Okay, my hand's now dry and my hand's no longer green. What I'm going to do now is just seal that in with a thin coat of UV resin, and then I'm going to add a little bit of my nail powders that I've used in previous videos. And all I did whilst the paint was drying was just as the paint was drying, I just used a Q-tip and just cleaned up most of the areas from my mistake attempts. So I'm just going to cure that. So I'm just going to dust it now with that blue Aurora metallic nail powder. You could do this again, you could do this any way you want, and I think these would be great for things like I've forgotten what I was going to say now. Newborns, newborn handprints, stuff like that. I don't know whether another channel's done this before. I do apologise if you have. I just saw it and thought I have to try that. It would be a really fun video, and I don't make very fun videos normally. They're normally quite serious. And I think if you really think about it, you could do a family one in a coaster. So you'd need a few more balloons, but you could fit them all into a coaster mold. You could do a tray mold, or you could even personalize them with vinyl names. Now, just to finalize it, I'm using a small amount of black mica powder just to really make that blue pop and make the whole thing a bit more solid instead of transparent. But as I've always said, not too much because the UV light won't cure it. Right, we're all set. Before we see the results, as always, give the video a high five. See what I did there. Give the video a thumbs up, drop me a comment if you haven't subscribed, hit that button for me. If you're watching on YouTube TV, please grab your phone, search up my channel, it's just my name, and interact with the video that way. Because I know there's a lot of things missing from YouTube TV. You can't interact with videos in the way that you do on a mobile device. Right, what's it look like? Wow, that is super cool. The possibilities are pretty endless. Look at that. I should have done it red, caught red-handed, but I love that blue as well, the way that that kind of really makes that pop. So there you go. Super fun one for you. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you for the next one. Bye for now.